Welcome to the Madman Rants IQ Test Series. This is video number 5, and I'm your host, Kevin J. Lennard. My objective with every single one of these videos is to get you to see the world a little differently than you did before. And if I don't succeed in doing that, it might be my fault because I haven't made the point clear enough, the human insight that I've come up with. Maybe I haven't used the right examples to make it easy to understand. But there's also the possibility that you're not getting it because of your hardwiring in your brain. You might be either hardwired for being very conservative, right-wing, or you might be hardwired for being left-wing. But the point is that we all come with hardwiring. And some people are more in the center, but a lot of people are on the right or are on the left. And they are governed by their feelings of what feels right in their brain rather than what's really true out there in the world based on facts and analysis of the wider world and all the data sets that we've got out there. The fact that you're watching this means that you're curious. And that's good because people who are curious grow their brains. They get smarter, and curiosity is highly correlated with high IQ. I've been a keen student of human nature my entire life. It's the reason I went into university and majored in psychology. My passion has been trying to understand through all the research that I've done, all the reading that I've done, and all of the work that I've done in understanding human nature through working in marketing and advertising, figure out why we do the bizarre things that we do, things that are actually counterproductive for us. I've worked at a ton of human insights in my life by thinking hard about them and writing about them on my 2 blogs, one about human nature and human insights, Just One Cynic's Opinion, and the other one about the advertising industry and marketing. If you are the curious type, you can go below, click on the links, and read through some of the articles in those blogs. My topic for this rant number 5, is criminal nut jobs have no motivation. Being crazy is way more than motivation enough for them to go around killing people. It makes me absolutely crazy to go on TV, listen on the radio, go online, and see these news stations that constantly, after every mass murder or even after any individual murder, going on about motivation. Well, we're still looking for the motivation for why this killer did what he did. It does not seem to dawn on these idiots that killers, nut jobs, anybody who is missing the empathy chip to the point that they will pull a trigger and murder somebody else, remove someone else's life, let alone dozens of them. They don't need any motivation to kill these people. Crazy is their motivation. The only reason that all of those media pundits, that all of those broadcasters go on and on about motivation is because they know it sucks us in. The normal people, the 98% of the world that aren't sociopathic or psychopathic, and psychopaths are just an extreme form of sociopaths we're now beginning to understand. If you want to know more about why psychopaths are the way they are, in my opinion, and I've done a lot of study into it, take a look at video number 3 in my list of Madman Rants. So the search for so-called motivation for these killers is just the media playing up our own need to understand. Most of us are normal. We have empathy, and we can't understand how, even if sometimes we look at our neighbor and go, I just hate that guy, most of us don't go and pull triggers. And the reason is that we don't have what the Bible called evil. And there's really no such thing as evil. All evil is the absence of empathy. People who are sociopathic, psychopathic, and don't feel empathy, those people are capable of doing evil. So these characters, guys like Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, or the Columbine pair, or the guy who did the Las Vegas shooting, and the guy in Toronto, in my hometown, who drove a rented van into people down our main street trying to kill as many as he could, or the German Wings pilot who was suicidal and flew into the side of a hill to kill himself and everybody on board, or my favorite example here in Canada, which is blamed on their belief in Islam and their so-called culture, who killed 3 of his daughters and his first wife with the help of his son. These people don't feel normal empathy. They're not doing it because the Quran told them to, or that some cult leader convinced them to do something. These people are missing the empathy chip, and they're crazy. They don't have any other motivation. Oh yeah, it says in the Quran that my daughters aren't supposed to have boyfriends or dress a certain way. This man is murdering all of his own children, his 3 daughters. Like, normal people don't do that, no matter what culture they come from. There are millions, if not billions now, of Muslims around the world who are not following every edict in the Quran and killing everybody that is not a believer. Only a few people do that. Like how many? Maybe about the same percentage of people who are sociopathic and psychopathic. So the next time that you hear the media talking about, well, we wonder what their motivation was, you can tell your friends, tell your relatives, anybody who will listen, the people you work with, the people you go to school with, look at, folks, there's no motivation. Crazy is their motivation. I think that one psychopath spoke to this point the best. His name was Andrei the Butcher of Rostov, who back in the 80s or 90s in Russia said, after he was caught and on trial, he said, when I used my knife, it brought psychological relief to me. I know I have to be destroyed. I was a mistake of nature. And he's right. Sadly, sometimes, because of our complicated brain, our complex human brain, little errors creep into the mix. And we end up with people who are crazy. They can't be explained. And looking for a motivation is just a waste of time to get more people, more eyes on media channels. The reality is that we have to play down these people. We have to just call them pathetic nut jobs and point out that they just are crazy, that they're pathetic, that they're losers. The more that we raise them up and say, oh, he's a successful serial killer, and the more that we repeat their names, the more validated they feel and the better they feel about having done the crazy thing that they've done. So I am absolutely convinced that it is way past the time that we stop these media people and the police from going on about motivation. When somebody murders somebody else, when they remove somebody else's life, and it's not a matter of manslaughter where they've just done it on the spur of the moment, the motivation is that they're nuts. That's it. They're just a pathetic nut job. And let's stop raising them up to hero status by giving them what they want, which is fame and notoriety and claiming that they have some kind of motivation when they don't. So I hope that that's opened your eyes to one more thing that goes on around us every day that we should just be saying no to. I'm in the process of moving the material I've put up on the Madman Rants YouTube channel with my Just One Cynic's Opinion YouTube channel, since the former name is now a bit dated, and I'm using the 10 plus years of thought pieces from my Just One Cynic's Opinion.blogspot.com blog as scripts for my new posts. So it just makes more sense. If you'd like to comment down below, I'd be more than happy to have an intellectual debate with you. The only thing I'd request is that before you comment, take a moment to consider whether the point you want to make is based upon well-researched facts, scientific evidence, proven effective policies, a balanced, nuanced point of view, and actual intellectual analysis that you've conducted inside your brain, or whether you're simply knee-jerk reacting to hardwiring in your brain that either leans right or leans left, or to dogma that you've been indoctrinated with by religion or someone whose views tend to reflect your brain's hardwiring. Sadly, most people can't control their brain's hardwiring very well, and this is the cause of all of the world's polarization and political battles. I'm a centrist, so I see both sides of most arguments, and I really like talking to other centrists because genuinely progressive, practical solutions come out of those discussions. Talking to hardwired folks on the left or right just leads to shouting matches and frustration. If you've watched a few of my videos, and I've managed to change the way that you see the world, even just a little bit, then please consider either clicking on the PayPal link below to buy me a beer, or becoming an ongoing patron by clicking on the Patreon link. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side of the camera again sometime soon. I hope you got something out of my thinking, and if you think I deserve it, please click on the thumbs up sign down below. If you'd like to watch more of my insights into what drives our sometimes peculiar behavior, please click on the links beside me to other videos I've posted. To get notified when I put something new out, click on the subscribe link below me. If you feel inclined to really help me out, do all of the above, as it helps my ranking on YouTube go up.